as they make their way now into the arena. Ma Long and CHEN Qi, the two players who we have coverage of. They come into the arena here. To be announced to the crowd now by the Master of Ceremonies.
Table number 1, men's singles quarterfinal. Ma Long from China against CHEN Qi from China. The umpire of the match is Laszlo from Hungary, and the assistant umpire is Walter from Austria. Az egyes asztalon férfi negyedöntő mérkőzés Ma Long Kínából.
So there's the full lineup for the men's singles quarterfinals. We'll be watching Ma Long and CHEN Qi. In the other quarterfinals, Long CHN Qi CHN, Adrian Krizan, CHEN Qi CHN from Austria. And the final quarterfinal there, Juicy Hook and Jan Jika. 8 players contesting the quarterfinal here at the Hungarian Open for places in the semi-final, which will take place tomorrow morning. And as usual, with 2 Chinese players going head-to-head, coaches again sitting in the arena with the spectators rather than down at courtside, leaving the players to fight it out amongst themselves. Not only does that mean having to work out tactics, survive out there by themselves, but also look after the video equipment. Of course, analysis in sport, crucial to development and improving a player's game. So video recording, key to that process. Coaches will want to replay, players will want to replay, learn from any of their mistakes, and a smile from Ma Long and a wave. He recognises that he hasn't actually got his competition t-shirt on. He's forgotten to take off his practice t-shirt. And CHEN Qi there, he's in black. Just going through the motions there, psyching himself up. Ranked number 12 in the world, CHEN Qi, 29 years old. Smooth left-handed player. He's won 4 times on the Pro Tour, CHEN Qi. His most recent in 2011 in Sheffield. And there's Ma Long. He's now got his match shirt on. And so as not to clash with his opponent, he's gone for the red Chinese shirt. Yeah, CHEN Qi. He's also won in Austria and Russia. That was back in 2007, and he won in Japan way back in 2004. So at 29 years old, and with those accolades under his belt, CHEN Qi is an experienced campaigner. His opponent in this quarter-final, Ma Long, a little bit younger at 23, but is already the world number 1. So this will be an intriguing contest to see how the older, more experienced player perhaps can challenge the young, dynamic powerhouse that is the world number 1 Ma Long. Some of the stats: 23 years old, World Cups, 3rd place there, 2008, 2009. But he's won 12 times on the Pro Tour in 4 years. So intensive wins in a short period of time for Ma Long. and he was crowned the 2011 Grand Finals champion in November in London, when I have to say he looked unstoppable. CHEN Qi, 29 years old, currently, as I said, number 12 in the world. Players have met twice before, and it's Ma Long, who won last time in 2010 in Germany, when it was a 4-1 victory in the semi-final there in that Pro Tour. That formidable forehand of Ma Long's. What will CHEN Qi do to counteract that? Intriguing. So, men's singles quarterfinal, Ma Long and CHEN Qi. With Ma Long to get us underway with service. Good start from the left-handed CHEN Qi there. Early backhand, fast cross-court, moving Ma Long well wide. Maybe that'll be the tactic. One of Ma Long's traits, nice little topspin serve. Opponent pops it in the middle of the table, and he doesn't make many mistakes from there, Ma Long. Aggressive forehand over the table. Another trait of the world number one, flick over the table for a receive, putting the server under pressure. Wonderful forehand topspin counter there from Ma Long. Not a bad receive from CHEN Qi. Managed to pick up the Ma Long serve, which had just drifted. But Ma Long, great footwork to get to the side, accelerate on the forehand. Takes a 4-2 lead here. Great change of service there from CHEN Qi. Chose to go fast down the line into Ma Long's backhand. That's a couple of mistakes now Ma Long's made on the backhand side. Beautiful receiver serve again from CHEN Qi. It's not often you see Ma Long stranded a little bit, usually in complete control, but there he had to try and play the chop block. CHEN Qi accelerated with angles there on the forehand side. Bullet of a backhand there from Ma Long this time. No errors on that one. Back to 5 points all. Again, Ma Long going for one of his preferred receives, the flick. just flicking it off the table on this occasion. Ma Long effectively picking that ball up there. CHEN Qi serve there, just drifts, second bounce just off the side of the table. But such is the precision of the technique. Ma Long able to just pick it up there, take the advantage. And now he has a serve at 6-all. Again, great receive from CHEN Qi. This first set, all about the receives. He managed to prevent Ma Long from attacking into that point, taking the advantage. Oh, beautiful, beautiful left-handed faded forehand. Too wide for Ma Long to get to. But once again, it was created with the receive. CHEN Qi giving himself a 2-point lead now towards the business end of this first set. So Ma Long has served now at 7-9. He had the chance there, CHEN Qi. Created the opening for himself. Not able to take advantage of it. 8-9. Again, points won on the receive. Ma Long, perhaps uncharacteristic there. He doesn't make many mistakes from those sorts of positions, but a great flick. You just see the ball wave there on the replay, generated by spin from CHEN Qi, and a great service. Ma Long, again, uncharacteristically making the error on one of his preferred receives. Backhand flick, but it's CHEN Qi who takes the first set there, confirmed on the screen. 11-8. And I have to say, I saw a lot of Ma Long at the end of last year, and I don't think I've seen him make as many mistakes as he did in that first set. Normally very precise on his backhand flicks. Usually makes no mistakes on his forehands when he's in the groove. But perhaps that man there, CHEN Qi, just created enough variation in his receives and his serves to force the errors from Ma Long. Of course, best of 7, so still a long way to go, but an encouraging start from the 29-year-old, number 12 in the world, CHEN Qi. Let's see what the crowd have to see now as Ma Long comes back to the table. Let's see what the world number 1 can do from now on in. Love all. A little bit loose there from CHEN Qi, just enables Ma Long to accelerate on the topspin, and CHEN Qi struggles with the counter topspin. But again, I just feel first set was all about receive. Let's see what the driving tactic is in this second set. Good touches around the net from CHEN Qi, keeps Ma Long out of the rally, and he, CHEN Qi, accelerates this time with a backhand. So it looks to me like he's trying to keep Ma Long out of being aggressive, taking the initiative himself, as he did there. Ma Long slightly out of sorts here. Strong point of the Ma Long game. Solid receive here. Good push. Finds his position well away from the table. Counter topspin. Clenched fist. And again, another great forehand winner. More like the Ma Long that we know. Again, a lot of emphasis around the net. Didn't look like a great receive from Ma Long there. Seemed to have popped it up a little bit, but CHEN Qi not able to take advantage. That was a bad mistake perhaps from him. Want a change of serve there. Seeing that Ma Long's wanting to move across the table for the backhand flick, just changes the tactic slightly with an accelerated fast serve parallel. And as a left-hander, CHEN Qi able to play parallel into Ma Long's backhand. Once again, the receive of serve proves vital to win the point. Forehand flick from CHEN Qi, and Ma Long's body language a little bit curious. Once again, fantastic receive from CHEN Qi. Beautiful feeling on his left-handed forehand there to keep Ma Long out of the rally. Ma Long perhaps out of sorts, popped it again. CHEN Qi moves in, accelerates wide. Another forehand off the table from Ma Long gives CHEN Qi a 2-point advantage now. Great serve and third ball from Ma Long. 7-8. And again, great service. Very difficult for the opponent to see what spin he's imparting in that ball on his service. CHEN Qi just pops it. Ma Long fantastically quick at spotting the opportunity to be aggressive. Moves right over the table for the forehand flick on that occasion. He's brought it back to 8-all now. And aggressive once again on the counter topspin this time. CHEN Qi has a chance here, but perhaps Ma Long's just getting himself involved at the business end of this set. He leads 9-8. Oh, bad miss that from CHEN Qi. He'll know it. Great service. Ma Long just pops the receive. Oh, just clips the top of the net. Great counter top spinning there from CHEN Qi. saves one set point. Can he save a second? Yes is the answer. Still a few free seats here in the SEMA Arena in Budapest on this Friday night. A little bit of fortune there from CHEN Qi. Ball just clips the net. Not even the speed of Ma Long can get to it. So this time it's CHEN Qi who has a set point. And importantly for him, this would give him a 2-0 lead against the world number one. With a forehand flick and an error from Ma Long, he does indeed seal the second set. CHEN Qi 12-10, and I can't help but feel that we're seeing a Ma Long here that I've not seen in quite a while. A Ma Long that is making some errors, not flowing as we usually see him. Watched him earlier on this week, and he seemed to be in fine form as he was towards the end of last year, powering through opponents. No errors, aggressive play on all fronts. In fact, he won 4-0, 4-0, 4-1 to get to this quarter-final. But CHEN Qi and his receive, and perhaps his tactics of using his left-handed angles with the backhand side going across to Ma Long's forehand, maybe he's got something that others haven't. Importance of the first two sets, certainly for me, both sets won around the net, around the receive element of the game. Both players popping receives now and again, but certainly CHEN Qi's feeling around that net seems to have been giving him a little bit of an advantage here. So Ma Long 2-0 down here, serves for the third set. Serves for the beginning of the third set, I should say. I didn't do very well. Oh, that's more like Ma Long. Beautiful forehand down the line. CHEN Qi anticipating that he was going cross-court. He looked as if he'd moved round. Ma Long spotted that. Beautiful forehand topspin. Rallies coming out now. First two sets, as I was saying, mainly around receive. Now we're seeing a few exchanges away from the table. Certainly where Ma Long is very, very strong. Just seems to have got himself off the blocks quickly on this one. Fantastic forehands. Backhands, that's what we know him for on that occasion. Backhands over the table, generating a lot of spin, not giving the opponent much time. Oh. Amazing angle there from CHEN Qi. Footwork to get round on the backhand side. And what an angle. Wow. Another error from Ma Long. Strong receive there from Ma Long. picks the ball up. Service from CHEN Qi just drifting again. So 2 relatively straightforward points for Ma Long. Back with service now at 5-3. But CHEN Qi just not allowing the world number 1 to gain momentum, string points together. Peels him back again now to the 1-point advantage. Great technique there from CHEN Qi on the forehand third ball. Certainly not letting Ma Long settle into any rhythm. Not letting him dominate, as we're used to seeing. And that looked to clip just the end of the table, brings Chen back to 6 points apiece. And for the first time, I have to say, in a while, I'm looking to see the characteristics now of Ma Long. Under pressure, 2 sets down, 6-all in this third set. Great serve and third ball from Ma Long. Very typical of the world number 1. But CHEN Qi hasn't let him settle down, so what can he do? Nothing with that one. From CHEN Qi. Ma Long with 4 set points in this third set. (11-6) for Ma Long in that third set. 6-all a second to go. Could have gone either way. Both players making errors. Both players unable to create a real rhythm, a real head of steam. Tit for tat at the moment. Ma Long there. Perhaps a little bit thankful that he managed to secure that third set. He was looking a little bit ropey throughout there. A few errors uncharacteristically, which we're not used to seeing from the world number 1 and the current grand final champion there from November last year. But he only needs to get a little bit of momentum, and he is ferocious. So can CHEN Qi get back on his tactics, back on his line? He has the advantage of serving. Love all. A lot of play around the net. Chen just signalling to Ma Long there that he's a bit lucky. Perhaps the ball clipped the edge of the bat, or maybe the net. Couldn't quite see there with the speed that these two guys are playing at times, as is the way in table tennis in modern times. Again, an error from Ma Long. He shakes his head. He closes his eyes as he puts his head into his towel. He'll know that he's not quite struck the rhythm that he's used to. Struggling slightly, perhaps. The question is, can CHEN Qi take advantage? Good play by CHEN Qi there, just using the backhand to move Ma Long around. One to the backhand, that's the cross-court one. Little topspin service from CHEN Qi. There we see the pop ball from Ma Long. Still not easy for CHEN Qi. That lean right over the table. Swung that left arm round for a winner. Once again, a lot of exchange here around the net. Both players tactically trying to keep each other out of taking advantage of their topspins and putting the other under pressure. So touch around the net, crucial in those instances. Ma Long at 5-6. And with another error, it's 7-5 for CHEN Qi. Another change of service from CHEN Qi. Fast one again this time down the line. Opened up the rally. Ma Long was equal to the serve, but not to the CHEN Qi topspins in the rally. So CHEN Qi opens up a 3-point advantage now in this fourth set, 8-5. Fantastic camera angle there, giving us a real feel for the speed at which these players are playing. Top spinning at each other there in that rally, away from the table. Great to see the left-hander up against the right-hander, away from the table. And CHEN Qi, it's now 9-5. Beautiful counter topspin. Not a bad ploy there from Ma Long. Attacks the middle of CHEN Qi. 9 times out of 10 would have been a winner in itself, or to create a winning scenario, but Chen equal to it. Fantastic counter topspin, and has 5 set points. Takes it. CHEN Qi wins the fourth set, 11-5, to take a 3-1 lead. And again, I just have to say, I haven't seen Ma Long in this position for a while, but fair play to CHEN Qi. He's been good in his receive, good in his serve and third ball in that replay. And he's taken the game to Ma Long, matched him in the rallies, topspin to topspin. So the world number 1 under pressure here in this quarter-final of the men's singles of the Hungarian Open in Budapest. And CHEN Qi Can he upset the odds? World rank number 12 against the world number 1 here to take his place in tomorrow's semi-final. Just taking an extra second or two, Ma Long, just to firmly assure himself, focus on the task in hand, and with service he has a slight advantage to kick this set off in a positive way. And that's exactly what he does with a great backspin service, which Chen Qi misreads, pops it into the net. And there's nothing like a free point when you're 3-1 down at the beginning of the 5th set. But Chen Qi's not giving up lightly. He's playing Ma Long wide out the forehand there, and then turning to take advantage of his own forehand topspin, bringing Ma Long back into the backhand side. And not even Ma Long, with his extraordinary speed, can get back to that one. Fans capturing the moment here. Nice backhand down the middle. Ma Long not able to move out of the way. Fantastic backhand from Chen Qi. He's taking it to Ma Long here. Again, I think created from the service. We'll see it again. Not a bad return from Ma Long, but perhaps straight at the backhand of Chen Qi. Not a huge amount of difficulty for Chen Qi to play the backhand from that position. Bit reckless there from Chen Qi. Might be a test of him if he can get to a position where he may actually secure the win here, and we'll see if he is strong enough to do so. Certainly better there on the backhand. That was one with intent. I'm not doubting him for 1 second, but sometimes if you are playing the world number 1 and a champion of Ma Long's caliber, the mental side of the game can come into play in a way when perhaps when you see the final posts, the finish line, it's sometimes harder even to just get over the finish line, never mind to get yourself in that position. It's 4-all now in this 5th set. Ma Long with serve. Flick there from Ma Long. Usually it's more powerful from him, but the situation he finds himself here, tentative may well be where he's at. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Again, Ma Long sees Chen Qi looking to move round on the backhand side. Very clever, very controlled. No need to play huge amounts of power, just placement. Fantastic backhand. Smile from Chen Qi. That's Ma Long at his best. Fantastic top spins on both sides. The powerhouse on the backhand and of course on the forehand. Ma Long now has 4 points advantage. He hasn't had that in this match. CHEN Qi not giving up. Fantastic service from Ma Long. Sometimes called a double bouncer, where it bounces twice on the opponent's side. Left-handed backhand of CHEN Qi's. Wide out Ma Long's forehand. Can't help but think that that's a certain weapon that he's deployed throughout this match, as well as his tight receives around the net. Ma Long takes the 5th set, 11 points to 7. Wasn't looking likely at the beginning of that set, but somehow he managed to secure some points midway. Perhaps that'll give him some confidence. He started to flow a little bit better towards the end. CHEN Qi will want to make sure that that doesn't progress in that way. If he can break Ma Long's rhythm, revert back to the tight receives round the net, the flowing backhands wide. Needs to keep his feet going. Didn't quite make it round on that forehand. And this crowd in Budapest enjoying the world-class table tennis on show here. So, CHEN Qi to serve, word number 12. He's leading 3 sets to 2 and kicks off the 6th set. Aggressive there on the forehand. Good to see he's still trying to get round on the backhand side, despite the times when Ma Long spots him and plays parallel. But CHEN Qi's got to look for that forehand. Just slightly disturbed the players with the announcement of the next quarter-final coming on the court alongside us. So just taking a breather to wait for that to finish. But yeah, I feel CHEN Qi has to get round and continue to try to get round on that backhand side. He does have a beautiful backhand, that's for sure. But his forehand is certainly very strong. And as in that last point, if he can serve well and either keep Ma Long out of the rally over the net or get that forehand in, he'll certainly be in a very strong position. Just nicked the end, that ball from Ma Long there. Might just see it in the replay. Just clips the end of the table. Acknowledgement there from Ma Long. Once again, the serve and the third ball over the table. Again, a little topspin serve from Ma Long, misread from CHEN Qi. And an aggressive forehand flick from the world number 1. Oh, he's brought it back there from the back of the court, Ma Long. That had CHEN Qi's name all over it. Ma Long scrambling there. Plays the lob. Wasn't very deep, should have been put away by CHEN Qi. Gave Ma Long the chance to get back in. And in my experience, it can be points like that that can turn a game. Ma Long now 4-1 in this 6th set. Will that point prove decisive in the outcome of not only this set, but the remainder of the match? Misread the serve there, CHEN Qi. And was just a little bit reckless with his receive, one or the other. Ma Long serve just drifting long, but again, perhaps CHEN Qi misreading it. That one wasn't topspin, that one was cut in half with backspin. Chen puts it in the net. Bit reckless from CHEN Qi now. Ma Long will no doubt accept all of the relatively free points that he's going to get at this stage of a match. Was trailing 3-1 in sets. Is he about to level at 3 sets all? He's now serving at 8-2. Backhand. Going for broke, perhaps. Sometimes easy to do at 3-9. Fantastic backhand topspin, though, that time from CHEN Qi. Very smooth in its execution. But it's Ma Long still with the advantage here in this 6th set. Can he close it out? Are we going to go to a 7th set decider? A little bit of a rally there at the end with CHEN Qi almost turning into defender mode. It's Ma Long who secures the 6th set, 11 points to 5, to give the crowd the opportunity to witness a tense 7th set decider here. So Ma Long showing some mental toughness to come back from 3 sets to 1 down, to level at 3 sets all. And that young man will surely be enjoying this, watching the world #1. Just starting to flow perhaps a little bit more. Not near some of the levels, I think, from my perspective, that I saw towards the end of 2011. But he is showing the toughness of a world #1. Come back to 3 sets all from 3-1 down. So what will this 7th set bring to us here? Will the importance of serve and receive be as big as it has been? Will we see more open rallies as Ma Long tries to bring himself right into the match with his customary forehand and backhand topspins? And that's what we see exactly from the off in this 7th set. A bit of vocal energy there from Ma Long. Suggests that he's trying to G himself up into it. couple of let serves. Surely just timing on the serve rather than nerves. Although at 3 sets all and 1 point all, you never know. Couldn't be any closer here now in this quarter-final. Neither player perhaps at the top of their games here, but sometimes these games aren't won on physical elements alone. Oh, beautiful backhand block from Ma Long. Seemed to be a long way away from the table to play a shot like that. Managed to guide the ball back. Cross court, fantastic shot. Yes, not many of these matches are always won, or not all of them are won on physical elements alone. Mental toughness is key, no more so than at 3 sets all, and now 4 points all. Two big points from Ma Long, world number one. What you would expect from a world number one. Applying the pressure at the key moments. He'll be relieved to have a 2-point cushion. Bad error from Chen Qi. Takes a timeout, signals to the umpires. He needs 60 seconds. He won't have liked that error, giving his opponent complete free point. Just a moment of lack of concentration, easily done, but enables Ma Long now to lead 7-4. Chen Qi straight back to the table. Just needed obviously to mentally give himself a break, having served into the net. Maybe feels now that he's ready to come back into the action. It's Ma Long who's taking full advantage. He perhaps reflecting that he's not playing the best of his ability, so just wanting to take those extra seconds to compose himself, give himself a little chat, encouraging himself to push through and see this one through. that one tips the top of the net. CHEN Qi shakes his head. And delivers a fantastic backspin serve. Loaded with backspin. See the angle here, look, uses the wrist, really accelerates into the ball, disguises it so that Ma Long can't quite read what's in it. Fantastic spin generated there from the CHEN Qi serve. So Ma Long now with his second service at 8-5, closing in now. Back to the CHEN Qi serve. Bit of luck. Ma Long nearly got it. Nearly got it. Oh, just a few millimeters too low. Would have been a cracker. So CHEN Qi. Tried to pin Ma Long back to CHEN Qi, but Ma Long's backhand now. Cross court there, securing himself 4 match points. Beautiful backhand from CHEN Qi. Can he bring this back? Ma Long signalling that he wants his timeout now. Loses the first match point. Perhaps feels that he needs to just take a break, refocus, think about the point he's going to play. A lot of these players using systems these days. Depending on the serve they're going to use, they know how they're going to follow it up, the likelihood of where the ball's going to go, and how they're going to play the third ball, and what sort of rally they want to follow on with after that, should the opponent continue to return the ball. So perhaps Ma Long's just thinking of the routine or the system that he wants to deploy for this next point. He can, of course, dictate a lot of that as he has service. So by taking the lead in any point, he can have first say on dictating how that point may go. Let's see what he throws in at 7-10, 10-7. Second of 4 match points for Ma Long in this quarterfinal. CHEN Qi certainly not done. Fantastic from CHEN Qi. This match going down to the wire now. Whoa, he's done it. The crowd loving it. Looked like a great parallel topspin from Ma Long, but CHEN Qi just threw himself at it. Ma Long unable to control it there on the backhand side. CHEN Qi now, he saved 4 match points. It's all square. Great service from the world number 1 and a fantastic third ball CHEN Qi disappointed with himself there, but seemingly acknowledging there with a nod the high level of precision there by his opponent. Great service, great third ball. Match point once again, Ma Long. And he secures it. Bit reckless from CHEN Qi. Perhaps be disappointed with that ending. Got himself right back into it at 10-6 down. A great serve and third ball from Ma Long, the world number one, to put himself into a 5th match point. But a reckless flick from CHEN Qi secures the victory. As we see it again, Ma Long, expression says it all for me. I think he'll be relieved as he guzzles his water. I think that'll be a relieved man. And certainly, in my experience, if through a tournament of this nature you get a little bit of a shock or a little bit of a test, or indeed that you don't fire on all cylinders at a particular moment, sometimes those can be great omens. If you can survive those moments, survive those matches, then mentally I think it always puts you in a strong position. If I can do it in those circumstances, then if I play well, I can do it in any circumstance.